Hello, it's the 12th of January, Tuesday, 2021. It's only 12 days in, but yet it feels like it's almost been a full month. Partially just because of everything that's been going on, partially because of not all too much has really been going on, at least personally. I started my winter term. I'm like in the middle of the second week, and I've already managed to miss a class and have two assignments late. The first assignment that I missed, and also the first class that I missed, I didn't realize that there was some homework due because the teacher didn't actually mention it in the class, but she posted it on like the class message board, and I just kind of missed it. But then I ended up missing that class because missing the second period of that class because I didn't fall asleep until like 2:30 in the morning, and then I woke up at like 4, and then I didn't fall asleep until like 6. So, and then I ended up waking up at like 10 or 11:30. I think it was 10:30. And that was like the middle of the class, and I tried kind of logging on, like on Zoom, but the teacher didn't allow me in. And then I also just realized that I missed the assignment, and so I just kind of ended up skipping it. I did go to the class meeting yesterday though, and I got the assignment done, plus the follow-up assignment as well. So now that's all kind of good. And then the other assignment that I kind of missed, it was just like the weekly reading, and I ended up turning that in. It was like due Sunday midnight, and ended up turning it in Monday morning. For some reason, I haven't really been able to sleep all too well recently. I don't know why, but like I keep like waking up for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, like just randomly, and then I also just keep having issues falling asleep. So I got some melatonin. This stuff tastes like orange Pop Rocks. It's not a bad flavor. It's not necessarily the best flavor, but it's not a bad flavor, and I don't think you're really supposed to be worried about the flavor of medicine anyways. So I looked it up. You can overdose on melatonin, theoretically, in the sense that you'll have issues falling asleep, like it'll make you feel more awake rather than making you feel more asleep, when like feeling drowsy, and you'll also feel groggy the next day. I don't know why I'm having issues sleeping, but it's been fun. I don't know, I'm already feeling better about this term. I already feel like I'm doing better, although I also kind of felt that way first 2 or 3 weeks of last term and ended up doing bad, but I feel like I'm going to do better this term compared to last term. But that's also not really all too hard. I just need to get above a C and also not fail a class. So, but I mean, I do feel more confident in myself, and that I'll be better able to actually get all the assignments done and everything. I ended up making some clam chowder the other day. It was the second time I made it. Both times I filmed it, like the first time I filmed it, my camera kept dying, and I just didn't feel like it would work all too well, so then I kind of redid it, and I still haven't gotten around to editing it. I need to do that, but hopefully that'll turn out good. For some reason, at least for now, I'm not quite sure if it'll change or not, but when I finished following the recipe, I was really kind of giddy, but then when I'm just cooking for myself, kind of going along, adding stuff that I think would taste good, and like just doing what I think would work, when I get to the finished product, doesn't make me as happy. Like, it doesn't feel as fulfilling for some reason. I'm not quite sure if that'll change or not, but yeah, it feels more fulfilling to follow a recipe than to just make it from my head. I don't know. I am feeling more confident about school, but I'm also still feeling like I want to take a break next year. But I'm also not entirely sure if I should or not. I went and visited my grandmother only 4 days ago. That was 4 days ago. I visited her, and because I didn't see her for Christmas or New Year's. I did see her a little bit after my birthday, but that was also like 3 or 4 weeks ago. She kind of gave me my Christmas present, kind of, and not really. It was more of just a check. She doesn't know what to do. Like, she didn't really know what to get me, and I guess she didn't really know what to get anyone this year, so she just kind of gave everybody checks. But yeah, we were talking for a little bit, and I mentioned the idea, like the fact that I was thinking of maybe taking next year off, and she kind of glared at that. Like, she didn't really like that. I think partially it's just that she wants me to stay in school. Partially it's also just the conversation that we were having that was surrounding that. She was talking about how the people in her life that didn't go to college didn't come out as successful as the ones who did. And so, yeah, I think she was just she's kind of also the one who's currently bankrolling my education right now, because she's the one who is in charge of all of my tuition account, kind of. She passed it on to my dad, but then there was some other stuff that happened, and so now my grandmother is paying it, and my dad's gonna have to pay my grandmother back. But I was having issues kind of mentally, like I was kind of crashing a little bit. I think I still kind of am, but not nearly as bad now. It wasn't like I've mentally crashed in the past, where I felt like I just kept getting sadder and sadder about everything until like eventually I just broke down. I was feeling like I was getting more and more agitated towards just kind of everything. Like just really minor things were getting me really agitated. And I think part of that might have just been because I wasn't sleeping all too well. Part of that was also I was on winter break. I didn't have any classes or anything. I was working, but I didn't have anything other than work to distract me, and so I was just kind of getting more and more agitated and more like frustrated with work and stuff like that. I don't know. I really wish stuff would open up again. I wish COVID was over, but that might still take a while. The vaccine rollout is still taking forever. I thought it was going to be accelerating by now, but it hasn't really. I mean, like, it still is, but it's not. And also related to my plants, I ended up killing another one, so that's 4 that I've killed. They've pretty much all been succulents, and it's mainly just because I've been overwatering them. These 2, they finally started growing the leaves. I think I mentioned in a video that I posted. I'm not quite sure, though. Might have been a video that I ended up just discarding. Because I've tried filming, like, this video, like, 6 or 7 times now. They finally started growing leaves. Originally, the bulbs were becoming really soft, and like they felt like they were kind of shrinking in, and I didn't think that they were actually going to live any longer. But it turns out it was actually just because they were getting a little dehydrated, so I just had to water them, and now they're all good. But yeah, the flowers, they grew, they bloomed, and then they fell over. And actually, I've got some staining on my wall right there from the pollen. I think this one has some staining behind the leaves. In all the videos that I haven't ended up posting, I've mentioned my New Year's resolutions, but because those ones aren't being posted, because like I was having issues with my microphone and my camera kept dying, and I was so my New Year's resolutions, they're going to be trying to keep my plants alive, trying to keep myself in a healthier state of mind, trying to keep my living space cleaner and like more organized. Because right now it's not all too bad, but it's like a 75% when I want it to be at least like a 90%. Yeah. And then I had 5 of them and I'm missing them now. I think it was to do better in my classes, and I'm spacing what my last one was, but we're going to say that I'm going to be more mindful of my spending because I spent way too much last year. The last one, I think it was actually trying to do at least 1 video upload a week, which I've already kind of failed that, but I mean, I guess it can actually kind of be like an average, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let's just hope that this year goes by faster, that it doesn't feel like it's just dragging on, but also let's hope that I can actually have like some temporal awareness, because last year I kind of missed the fact that summer happened, that really just anything happened. Because like I was conscious, I was aware of everything happening, but then looking back at it, I kind of lost everything. There was a point that I saw a movie in 2020 in a theater. There was a point that I was having classes in person in 2020. There was a point that we weren't wearing masks in 2020. And I kind of managed to forget that even happened in 2020. I just think everyone has kind of ended up losing temporal awareness, like altogether. Everything is like kind of gone away. Yeah, if you ignore the political news so far, then I think that I can say that this year, so far, I'm loving it.